Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another client lesson update. And for those of you who enjoy these videos, please remember to click like down below. I've had a lot of people in the comments say, hey, how's your client business doing? And it's like, guys, my client business is doing reasonably well. I mean, obviously there's going to be some loss of business, but I had actually hit, the week before all this stuff started, I had hit 20 clients. I was up to 20 clients, all current, all paying, everybody good. And when everything started going south because of economic issues, I lost 2 clients very, very quickly. I haven't had any more drop out, but realistically speaking, a few more probably will. And some of it has to do with a lot of my clients are building home gyms. I'm going to have to see how everyone's finances are doing. But keep in mind, a lot of people are still working. A lot of people who came to me as clients are financially secure. In other words, my clients are generally, with a few exceptions, people who have a reasonable amount of disposable income, or they wouldn't be paying you $250 a month to coach them. Quite a few of my people had home gyms. Now, I lost 2 already. I picked up 1. I picked up a new client already this weekend. He's already paid. We've got him started. But the interesting thing, out of all of my clients, how many actually have access to a public gym right now? 2. I have 19 clients. 2 of them have access to public gyms. 2. Interestingly enough, neither one is in America. But the funny thing, I mean, here in Texas, the gyms are still open, right? There's gyms open just down the street and stuff for me personally. I don't have any clients in Texas. So none of my American clients actually have gyms, right? And I have a client on 2 different continents, neither of which is North America, who still have a gym. So a lot of my people are going over and they're building home gyms. Now, some of them already had really good home gyms. Some of them had home gyms. Mikey, who a lot of you guys saw, has started putting together a home gym. I actually Skyped with him yesterday, just trying to see if he can get some of his deadlifts and stuff set up correctly. He's kind of showing me his setup and what he's got. So we're working on that. But that's been the thing. Tons of my people have started ordering building home gyms. Like right now, out of my current roster, I have a few who are not going to have a gym in the foreseeable future. Okay. I have some who are not going to have a gym in the foreseeable future, and that's 2 of them. Other than the stuff they can piece together at home, we're talking about park workouts, things like that. Everyone else I've got in the flow, actually I've got 3, now that I think about it. I've got 3 who I don't see having a gym because of, again, space limitations, everything else. But what's been interesting with people putting together home gyms, it's been noticing that some of them got ahead of the curve. They saw all this going down, said, I'm going to order a rack and bars and stuff. People have that. I have a lot of people who've got things started. They're waiting on plates to get there. The home gym industry, and as far as racks, barbells, plates, that's going to blow up, right? That industry is going to blow up because people have come to realize that you can't rely on public gyms. When we have stuff like this to where government can come in and shut down your gyms, if you want to be a serious lifter, you're going to have a home gym. It's just unavoidable. And that's been the fascinating thing to me. You get so many people out there who say, I don't have the space for a home gym. Right? Everyone doesn't have space to put a rack. They don't have space for a power rack or a squat rack anywhere in their house, right? Or in their apartment or anything else. They don't have the space. A lot of you out there are saying that. Really, I had people who've made space. I had people who didn't have the space for a home gym who were clients a month ago. They have space now. It's funny how that works. When you don't have access to public gyms, you magically have space in your apartment for a rack. You make space. When training's a priority in your life, you find a way to do it. When I first built this home gym, yeah, I've got a pretty big condo, 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 2 walk-in closet, right? That's not counting where my gym currently is. I got plenty of space. I didn't at the time when I started because, again, I was with someone at the time who used up 80% of the space of this place. They used 80%. I found a way to squeeze it originally into half of a bedroom. I squeezed it in. Now I have all the space I want. Do whatever I want with it. But at the time, I made that work, and I built a pretty decent starting home gym. And I have clients who are doing the same. They're finding they have space in a half of a bedroom. They just slide some other stuff over. People have space for a home gym, and it's funny how that works. And a lot of people out there, I'm seeing people who I'm watching build home gyms, other people I know people who are. Everyone, it turns out, has some room in their garage. And even people in a second floor apartment, well, if they get a small enough rack, if they put a half rack in, they put in a half rack and some rubber mats over the carpet, all of a sudden they do have a space to squat and deadlift. They magically have a space. They find a space. Because let's be realistic here. We can't rely on gyms. And here's the other thing. Unfortunately, let's be honest. How many gyms do you think that are open right now that if you close everything down for 4 to 6 weeks, and that's, you know, people are talking about extending it beyond that. That's not going to work. I can tell you right now, there's going to be riots all over the world. You can't do that. It's not going to work. 4 to 6 weeks, let alone 12, 4 to 6 weeks. How many businesses, how many gyms do you know other than the Globo gyms, the big box gyms, the chain ones? How many of those do you think are going to be there? They're shut down and they're out of business for 6 weeks. Do you think any of those gyms are still going to be there? I bet you half of them are going to never come back up. They can't afford to, okay? Unless the governments bail them out, those gyms are gone. That's it. They're done. So what you're going to see happen is what I've been telling people a very long time. You have to have a rack and a barbell and some plates at home. You have to. If you're serious about lifting, you have to find a way to have that stuff. You have to find a way to budget for it. You have to find a way to save for it. I promise you, people say, well, I can't afford it. Well, I mean, people spend a lot of money on silly stuff. There's plenty of people out there that if you went out to eat 3 times less every single month, you can buy a home gym. Right? People can. They can afford it. They just have other priorities. They have other priorities. And I know there's going to be exceptions to this rule, but I'm talking about the majority of people out there. There's going to be exceptions. Because I have guys who are finding ways to piece their home gyms together. They're doing it right now. They're making space. They're finding budget racks. They're doing whatever they have to do. Some guys are going all out. I know some guys who have some amazing home gyms. I got 3 guys with rogue racks and rogue stuff. Right? Others are making do. They're like, well, will this rack take 500 pounds? If this rack can hold 500 pounds, that's what it's rated to, and it's cheap, I'm grabbing it. Finding barbells, a lot of them are getting cheap plates, and that's okay. Cheap plates are better than no plates. People are finding a way to put it together. And everything's selling out. Everything's flying off the shelves. If you waited till today to start ordering your home gym, you're not going to have it. That's it. You waited too long. You should have got ahead of the curve. And if you were serious about training, you should have done that. You should have been proactive. And again, that's the reality of it. A lot of people were. But my people are all building home gyms. And they're realizing that's what they have to have. And that's the interesting thing. People will come to me and say, Jason, what can you really do with a home gym? Do you really need any of those machines? I'm going to ask you a serious question. Do you really need access to any of that? Because you can make everything work. And we can build every strength curve you want. You get yourself a second barbell specialty bar. You're willing to get some EVA foam pads to change ranges of motion on box squats and deadlifts. Maybe a bench block. You could run full conjugate with that stuff. Hey, let me break that down. Here's what you need to run an elaborate conjugate program. Elaborate. You need a power rack. Okay. You need a good flat bench. You need a good power bar. You need about 500 pounds of plates. Okay. You need a set of bands, maybe a bench block, and a stack of EVA foam pads. Okay. You could run all the way up for advanced lifters, advanced conjugate type training with just that. I can make 50 plus different exercises, maybe more out of all of that. We can work everything in your entire body. Look at the video I just did showing you guys what you can do on the floor. Okay? What do you think we could do with all that? We could do an enormous amount of variation. We could do an enormous amount of variation. I could build an advanced lifter. Right? That's all the equipment I would need to get someone up to my 200, 300, 400, 500 pound strength standard. Right? That's all we would have to have. That's the equipment we would need. That's before we even get a second bar or specialty bar. Okay, it's doable. So people need less than they think they do, just that they're used to having access to all these high variety of dumbbells and machines and cables without realizing with the limited equipment, you could simulate the same amount of exercise variation you get there. You can make it work. You just have to be resourceful or have a good coach who can tell you what to do because you got limited space. That's what I'm doing with my clients. I have guys now who are advanced lifters. I got a guy right now who's trying to build a home gym. Actually, I have two of them who are building their first home gym. They're in the process. They're advanced lifters. And we'll classify advanced lifter as if you deadlift 500 plus, squat anything over 400, and you're benching 300-ish. You're reasonably advanced. You're an advanced lifter. Doesn't mean you're elite, but you're advanced. I got guys stronger than that. Two of them are building a home gym for the first time right now, putting it together. We'll make it work. I can continue to progress them there. But home gyms, that's what my guys are doing right now. 7 guys are in the process of building a home gym. A bunch who already have home gyms. Pretty good chunk of my client base, close to half. 3 who have no way they're going to get a home gym set up. They're going to have to be reliant upon what opens back up other than the limited stuff they have at home. Everybody else is going to have a home gym now. And as a coach, that works great for me. I'm fine with that. I can write whatever I need for clients easier because I'm not dealing with limitations of the environment they're in. I would rather my clients have a home gym with the basics I just broke down than go to a Globo gym. It's going to be easier to coach them because they don't deal with the social constraints of waiting for equipment. They don't deal with any of the nonsense they deal with a gym that's going to make their workouts take longer. They don't have to deal with travel time. They just come home and do their training. Right? I can program a lot easier for them. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.